Hi guys, I'm sorry I have to connect and disconnect and connect. I have to disconnect because I cannot make live when there is too much noise. My information is not going to go across. That's why I had to drop and I have to connect and reconnect and connect and reconnect. It's not easy. This work is not easy. So I wanted to talk about something which is very important today. And okay, so I wanted to talk about something which I think is very important today that some of us should note, or people who are still planning to travel to the Gulf. Why I said do not come to the Gulf is because if you think that you don't have this attribute as somebody who is planning to come and work in the Gulf, then you should not bother coming, because there are so many things you're going to be working with different nationalities. I'm not going to have message on Facebook. Kalas, Kalewale, no problem. Okay. So this topic I want us to talk about, I feel like it's a very vital and important topic that we need to talk about, because a lot of people come to the Gulf with, they have a mindset, they have this already. Some of us come to the Gulf with agents, we come here with agents, and we believe whatever the agents tell us. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is that if you're coming to the Gulf and you're not a hardworking person, you know that you cannot work for long, you don't have the strength, don't bother coming to the Gulf to come work, because in the Gulf you need to be hardworking, because it's not easy to work here. I'm working here, right? It's not easy. You need to be hardworking. If you know you don't have the hardworking spirit in you, if you know you're not a hardworking person, stay back home, because you will come here, you will not even get the opportunity, because you don't need somebody who is lazing around. You don't need somebody to laze around. You need somebody who is able to work. That is the first thing you should think of, or this is the first thing you should put in mind. That if am I a hardworking person? You should know yourself. I think everybody knows his or herself. You should know yourself and ask yourself, am I a hardworking person? If you know you're not one, don't bother coming to the Gulf. And then we'll talk about the aspect of flexibility. One of the reasons why I say that you should not come to the Gulf is if you know you're not a flexible person. If you know you're not able to, deal with the conditions and, be able to learn different things. Because, for example, let's say people are doing the waiter work. If you're working as a waiter, and then you come to the Gulf, most of the companies or most of the people who are doing waiters, let's say working in a small restaurant, they would want you. Where's she? Okay, so most of the people that work in the restaurant, for example, I was working in a cafe, and then the person was working there like the barista. His work was specialized. He was just to do like the barista work, to make coffee, to make juices, to make the smoothies. But there was a time when he was no longer working. Let's say there was a time when he had a little misunderstanding with my boss. Then my boss was like, okay, I cannot do this, my hands are short, and so on and so forth. So he had to go. So at that point, I had to learn it. I had to be flexible. I had to be open-minded. I had to learn different things. So I had the knowledge. I had to learn how to make the smoothies, to learn the drinks, to learn the coffee. Even though I was not perfect, but learn the basics is something that you should know. So if you're coming here with a closed mind and you don't want to do anything, you'll be like, oh, I have a master's in this, I have a PhD in this. No, At this point, you don't even need your degree. What we need you to do is we need your hands, we need your legs. That's what the people want. This is what the Arab people want. They want your hands, they want your legs. So if you know you're the kind of person who is not hardworking, who cannot, cannot be flexible, don't bother coming to the Gulf. Stay back in your home country and work there. Let's talk about the aspect of being patient. When you come to the Gulf, let me tell you something. You're going to work with different kind of nationality. If you know you're somebody who is not patient enough to handle or to, be able to cope with people, then don't come here. Stay back home. This is my advice to you. Don't bother coming. Better stay home. Because you will come here and people will piss you off. People will piss you off in a way that you feel like you need to fight this person. You need to fight these people. But don't allow it to happen. Don't allow it to get to that point. Be patient enough. Be able to tolerate people. If you know you don't have the spirit of tolerance, sometimes you should even pray, because prayer is the answer. Prayer is the key. Is the key to every closed door. Okay, so if you know that you're the kind of person who is not patient with people get you upset and you want to speak back, you want to, sometimes it's even better to sit quiet when you're upset. Because I have been in a situation where I am so upset, but I cannot talk. Because words said out cannot be taken back. So sometimes when you come to the Gulf and you know that you're coming to the Gulf, you're this kind of a mouthy person. And some people even get to succeed with this way because you give out what they give to you. Sometimes if an individual or a customer talk to you and you give it back, most of these people they even know the boss. Bahrain is a very small island. Everybody knows everybody. Like for example, what I'm going to tell people is that if you're working in a company, if you want to leave that company, it's advisable you just leave that company quietly without causing any scene. Because if you cause a scene and you want to move to the next company, the former boss can want to call the person and say, oh, don't employ that person, or she's a very bad person, she's this, is that. So just try your best, do your own that you think you can do, and then you leave. Don't what's the word? Don't behave like I don't care. I told you that come and let's go and look for a job. You have been making like this with me, Chloe. You have been making like this with me. This is Ramadan. I have time. I'm free from morning to 5 p.m. 4:30 p.m. You and I can go and be checking. But you're not even serious. You're not serious. Welcome to my life. Okay, then we talk about the issue of hygiene. Now, the issue of hygiene, I'm not going to say that you should not come to Gulf if you're not hygienic, but I'm going to tell you that everything you can work on everything. Actually, you can work on everything. You can work on your hygiene, you can work on your sanitation, you can work on anything, because these people, like I said, aspect of smelling good, these people like people who smell good. I made it one time, the comment, I was like, people they wash. No, that's not what you're going to say. These people love people who smell good. So if you're coming here and you think that maybe you have somebody other or something you should work on, because these are things that we can work on. This is our body. There are things that we can work on. You can maybe mix up your lemon, do lemon scrub with sugar or salt. It's going to, remove all the bad smell. When you take shower, you put your roll on, you spray, smell good. Okay, so the first thing first is, the next thing is that you should smell good. Try your possible best. If you know you're kind of person who is not clean, if you know you're kind of person who is not, you don't like a clean environment, you should improve on it before even coming to the Gulf, because you're going to see yourself working in a kind of domain where their eyes will be on you. You can even get fired because you're not clean. Trust me. You can get fired because you don't keep your environment, your surrounding clean. I have seen a situation like this. So I don't want you who is watching me should face such a situation. If you're coming to the Gulf and you know that you're not, just stay back home. If you don't want to work on that aspect, stay back home. Don't bother coming here. Okay? And then the next thing I'm going to talk about is aspect of racism. Guys, let me tell you something. Racism is real. Like, racism is real. What I know is, from my personal perspective, what I know is that we are all human beings. We breathe the same air. We go to the toilet. We have blood passing through our veins. So there's nothing too special about any of us. But there's clean racism in the Gulf. But if you know that you cannot deal with this aspect of racism, don't bother coming. Don't bother. Because you even work in a company and you're seeing clean racism, there's clear discrimination between you and the individual who is working. Like you and maybe for example, when I experienced my racism, I experienced racism when I was working with a Filipino. This girl was not actually a Filipino. She was a Sri Lanka. Yeah, she was a Sri Lanka, but I was black skin. And then they brought a menu that we should learn this menu. Guys, I took 2 days to learn this menu. I literally crammed the menu to know what is inside all the meals because I was working in a restaurant then. I had to cram everything was in the menu to know the meal, what is in the meal, which one to serve this patient, this customer, which one not to give this customer, if the customer wants, which is the best to recommend, the most expensive. I learned this thing, but this girl has been working in the company for 1 month. This girl working in the company for 1 month, but she has not learned all these things. You know, she had not, you know, she's not put her mind in these things. Claudia, if you have any questions for me, please leave it down. I'm ready to answer your questions. Now I'm live, I'll answer you. So this girl had not learned anything, but I took 2 days to learn this menu. It's just 2 ledger, it's just 2 pages. Remember, we're from Cameroon. We are able to cram a book to go write exam tomorrow and pass. So what is 2 pages? So I was able to cram these 2 pages, and then the following day they asked us questions. I was answering them. The boss was really impressed. But when I noticed is the way the manager of the place was treating me, I really, you know, the racism is so clear that it does not even hide. Like if they don't like you, they don't even know how to pretend. They show you that they don't like you. So the only way I could deal with that racism was avoid them completely. Like I was not even going close to them. You know, if they are that way, I sit in my own place and the restaurant was so big, it was up and down. So if they are up, I'm down. If they are down, I'm up. I don't want to meddle. I don't want to mingle. I don't want any situation where I went to query. Because, you know, you cannot really control it when it becomes so rampant. So I was dealing with it. If you know that you cannot deal with racism, stay back home in Africa. Now, one of the major things that I'll tell you that if you cannot handle this issue or if you cannot do this, that you stay back home. First, I'm going to tell you another aspect of you should reduce your standards. When you're coming to the Gulf, right? When you're coming here, the person or the agent who wants to do your document will always tell you high. For me, if I want to do somebody's document, I'll tell you that day. I will tell you the salary that I have earned. I'll tell you that if you come here, because me, I've earned salary of 150 BD. Yeah, I've worked for 150 BD. 150 BD is like, let's say 200 plus in Cameroon. So I'll tell you that you can work in a company where they're going to pay you 150 BD. I'm not going to tell you more or less. I'm going to tell you that, but this is what I have received. But if you go now to agent will be like, oh, you come here like one of my friends in Dubai, when he wanted to travel, he told me that he paid the agent, I think 2 million. And then he had brought all his food from Cameroon, you know, things. And the agent was like, you're going to be working here as a teacher. You're going to have a Filipino who is going to be your cleaner. You're going to have your own house, you know, furnished. You're going to have a good paying salary. You know the lies they tell these people. And one thing is that if you're not open-minded, if you decide to, you don't want to, you dwell only on the thing that the agents tell you. That's one of the reasons why you will get frustrated. So you should be open-minded when coming here, because even if you are believing your king's bed, like somebody will be like, I believe in my king's bed, I will stay comfortable, and then you come here and live in bed space. See, it's just the starting of life. It can always get better. You're not going to remain there unless you want to remain in that same position. You're not going to remain there. Just take anything that you have at the moment, grab it. And this will go mostly to the people who have the visit visa. If you come here with your visit visa, what I will tell you is that get anything that you can do and start doing. Forget about your degree. Your degree is not going to put food on your table. Your degree is not going to pay your bills. Your degree is not going to even support your family back home. What you have at hand, grab it first and do. So when this guy came, there was a cleaning job. This guy was so open-minded to anything. But the lies that the agent had told this guy is that when you come to the Gulf, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you know, the type of lies they were telling this person. And now this person came here, and unfortunately, the agent who even made his visa did not even pick this person at the airport. Did not even pick this person at the airport. Like, he left it abandoned and left him stranded there. Luckily, this guy who came to Dubai had other people there and call one of them, and he came with some money. He called to say, oh, I've come to the airport and the person who was supposed to take me has left me here. I've been calling his number, please, blah 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 blah. So they brought him now to their own bed space, and he was living there. So the following day, like 2 days after, they told him that, oh, there's a cleaning company that they need people to come and clean. This guy went and did his cleaning job. They transferred his visa. He worked there for like 1 year or more. After 6 months, he told me that after 6 months they increased his salary. After 6 months they increased his salary. So this really helped him. So after that, because I always tell that you should work till you get your dream job. So he was working till he got his dream job. His dream job was to become a teacher. And now he's a government teacher in Dubai. He's working and he's anywhere. You know, he's anywhere because he was open-minded. So if you know you're not an open-minded person, stay. Don't bother coming to the Gulf to work. I already spoke about you welcome any given opportunity. I already talk about you should be ready for racism. Racism is clear. It's, you know, it cannot be hidden. And then you should be ready for, you should be patient, you should be tolerant, you should welcome any given opportunity. If you come to the Gulf and then you see that like I said, you are living in a very comfortable house. Most of us who live back home, we're living in comfortable houses. Maybe you have your king bed, you have your queen bed, and then you leave that. Okay, you're coming here to work, you're coming for greener pasture, you're coming for greener pasture. So if you're coming here and you don't get all the things that the agents tell you, be open-minded to grab whatever opportunity you have at the moment and do. It's going to put food on your table. It's going to help you in the future. But if you come and be like, no, I cannot do this work. And then one thing I also noticed that most of the people who are so selective with jobs, like people who have already come and people be like, oh, they don't have visas. This lady, I saw her on TikTok, she was like, she had encouraged some people to come and work cleaning job, and they're like, no, they cannot do cleaning job because it's not their level, it's not their standards. Now, if you're ashamed of the kind of job you do, then I don't know how you want food to be in your stomach. Because the first thing is you should be proud of what you do. Even if you're doing a cleaning job, you should be proud of it. And anybody asks you, say, I'm a cleaner. You should be proud of what you do. Because if you're not proud of what you do, I don't know how to describe this situation. Okay, guys, so these are the most important things. These are the reasons why I think you should not come to the Gulf. If you know you cannot do these things, if you know you cannot follow up with these things, don't come to the Gulf. The Gulf is a very beautiful place. I have been here, I'm working here, and I believe I'm a very hardworking person. So if you know you are not one, and you don't want to be one, you don't want stress, you don't want somebody to talk to you, you don't want to receive, you don't want to experience racism, you don't want to be flexible, you don't want to learn different things within a short while, you don't want to work under harsh working conditions, you don't want to work on a low paid salary, then this place is not for you. You should either stay back home, work your money, and go to another country. And now, even if you're going to another place, it's still not going to be better there, because I see how people who are in the US, they're like, oh, the tax is too much, blah blah blah, they prefer to stay here, they wish they are staying, because in the Gulf there's little or no tax. Just now that they have imposed this 10% tax on people, that you have to pay 10%, like let's say you go and buy a drink, there's 10% additional charge on everything. So that's the highest. But when it comes to you renting a house, paying your bills, Gulf is, you know, the best place for people who are beginning. People want to start life, is the best place. Some people even begin here and then they end up staying here for a long period of time because it's really a good place. Okay, guys, so yes, this is what I said. Let me tell my viewers today about it. If you know you don't possess all these qualities, then don't bother coming to the Gulf to come and work, because of course you're going to see all these things, and if you know you cannot tolerate them, then it's best for you to stay back home. I had an experience, or let me say, before coming to the Gulf, my father told me that I cannot come to the Gulf because he has heard that no, I cannot come to Bahrain because he had heard that one Cameroonian guy killed somebody at their bed on their where they were living, like in their room. Now this guy, what I felt was, this guy, he was fooled by an agent. This agent maybe had told him that he's come to live well, you know, stuff like this. But when this guy came, what happened is he was living in bed space, according to all the information I got. He was living in bed space, and then they were, you know, he's a big man. He was age, frustration. Yes, of course, you're going to be frustrated because you already believe what the agents told you. You're going to be frustrated within the first week, but just accept every given opportunity. Accept every given opportunity that you have, and it's going to be very easy on your part. The problem is when you don't accept that, okay, I'm in this situation, what next? What do I do? Where do I go from here? But if you come there and be like, I was not expecting this, and not accepting the reality, not accepting where you are, will make also people be like, no, I cannot work here, I'm going back to my home country. Had it been you are borrowing a lot of money, so you start going back home to be paying this money, you have to, you know, try to understand the current situation and try to live within it. Okay, guys, so yes, I have been live 3 times today. I have stopped and connected, stopped and connected, stopped and... It's not easy to be live. It's not easy. especially if you are living with people, you know, who don't understand that you need to be here and focus, and you know, you just need some time on yourself. So I've been live for the past 19 minutes, and I hope that for those who are watching and taking their time to watch, it's going to educate you, and it's also going to educate other people, because I think that if you don't have knowledge about something, my people fail because of lack of knowledge. If you don't have knowledge about certain things, it will equally make you fail. So I hope that this has educated a lot of people, and you know, they'll grab one or two things from this life and they were able to share it to people, or even to people who want to travel, because this video is mostly for people who want to travel. I hope that it's able to educate you one way or the other, and you can put it in practice when you choose to travel to the Gulf. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow, same time, same place. Please don't miss out. Do it to share, like, and comment. Bye bye, guys.